Mohammed Shafiq from the Ramadan Foundation.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Eminence, Shaykh al-Islam, Dr. Mohammed Tahir Qadri Sahib, distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're probably thinking, what is somebody like me doing here? It's an absolute honor for me to be speaking in the presence of such a great personality who's given his whole life to the service of not just Islam, but the service of humanity. His contributions to the Islamic world are self-evident in the work that he has done, and his ambition, and the ambition of Minhaj al-Quran, is to help divert the attention of Muslims away from violence and extremism onto the real essence of our faith, Islam, which is one of tolerance, respect, and the service of humanity. I also want to, first of all, just say how disappointed I am that we don't see any major political representative from Her Majesty's government here at this conference. If there's anybody who's led the campaign against terrorism on the international stage, it's this great personality. If there is, and just for the record, I speak as somebody who is not a member of Minhaj al-Quran, but is an admirer of the work of Qibla Shaykh al-Islam, and through my blessed Shaykh, Khwaja Zinda Pir Sahib of Gamgol Sharif, who had a lot of love for the Honourable Shaykh. So it's disappointing that we don't see any representative from Her Majesty's government here today. One of the criticisms the government made was that Muslims weren't doing enough against terrorism. Well, when we do something like this amazing summit, ministers are nowhere to be seen. And the lack of support from the media as well. Where are the mainstream media? I love Pakistan media, you're absolutely fantastic, but wouldn't it be great to see the mainstream media here as well? So as well as tweeting what Shaykh al-Islam said, also it's important to get out there and get the message to the mainstream media that Islam is a religion of peace, of tolerance, and service of humanity. Now, on the issue of terrorism, we here in the UK have just faced some of the most surreal moments in our history. In Manchester, my home city, in London, at the Finsbury Park Mosque, we saw the worst of humanity. But we also saw the best of humanity. Whenever I'm on the media, Qibla, and the mainstream media, I'm often asked, what are Muslim scholars doing? And I always refer to your fatwa of terrorism in everything that I do. Mubin Hussain is here. Mubin knows me very well and knows that every available opportunity, we take your fatwa as a guide for young Muslims in this country. Terrorism is evil. It has nothing to do with our faith. But more importantly, what is it that we can do to make a real difference? The fatwa against terrorism sets out in clear terms what the Islamic opinion and guidelines are against terrorism. And through the leadership of Shaykh al-Islam and Minhaj al-Quran, we've seen a phenomenal contribution to the debate on an intellectual basis in this country and around the world. On behalf of myself and everybody associated with my organization, I endorsed your fatwa, I endorsed your curriculum, and I endorse your leadership and your contribution. Whether it's in terms of Pakistan, if I may just say a few words on developments in Pakistan, when your supporters were brutally killed in the Model Town massacre, we led here in Manchester, there's personalities here from Manchester, a protest against that injustice. Why? Because it was a crime against humanity. And still the killers of that massacre are wandering the streets of Pakistan. Once again, I offer you my support in your ambition to take on and bring justice for the martyrs of Model Town massacre. And if I may say so, you were always ahead of the time. When you talked about Article 62 and 63, nobody else was talking about Article 62 and 63. Suddenly now everybody's talking about Article 62 and 63. Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great? And I love Imran Khan Saab and I love Tehreek-e-Insaf. Wouldn't it be great if they just offered some acknowledgement to the contribution of Shaykh al-Islam to make sure that people recognize that it was your leadership, it was your vision that set out in clear terms how Pakistan can be better. I just want to finish, if I may say so, about you. Many have written good things about you, but some have questioned your leadership and some have raised fingers on you and your contribution to our community. I think they're really misguided people. You, sir, have contributed so much to our ummah and to the international community. And when I talk to Arab scholars in the Middle East, and when you talk about Pakistan, the first person they mention is Dr. Tahir Qadri. He's not the last person, he's the first person. What does that tell you? It tells you that his leadership and his contribution is what we need in our time. And all of you here today should be congratulated. MashaAllah, it's great to see so many sisters here as well. Should be congratulated for supporting such a unique personality. And through my work on Ummah channel, alhamdulillah, when you, sir, were doing the dharna, every night we were broadcasting for 6-7 hours a program promoting the work that you were doing. And inshallah, for as long as I'm active in the media, I'll continue to support you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. May Allah give you a long life. And may we continue to benefit from your hard work. Assalamu alaikum.
MashaAllah. That was Mohammed Shafiq from the Ramadan Foundation. Thank him for his very supportive and appreciative words.